Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for round 5 of the Midwest Motorsports Cup Series Racing, presented by Midwest Motorsports at twitchtv.ravenvale. We are here at Homestead with a bunch of cars tonight. We've got 22 cars in the field, looking to get some good racing going on here. I'm your commentator, Aaron Horide. We have Colin Huffman running the cams and the operations, and we got Joshua Watt running the race control for us tonight. So, with today's race, we've got 134 laps. Stage 1 ending at lap 40, Stage 2 ending at lap 83. Drivers will have 3 sets of tires in the pits, give them 4 total sets of tires for the race tonight. Top 5 at the end of each stage will get stage points. We do have some EOLs running at the end of the field tonight, so at the end of every stage, there will be cars falling to the back. And right now we have cars gridding up. As you see in the front row, we have Albert Williams getting your number 1 spot in the 81. Dustin Reinsettle in the 2 spot in the number 11. Michael Scamilla running a new paint scheme, unfamiliar to all of us, in the 3 spot. And we have Eric Thaler, one of your co-leaders of Midwest Motorsports, running in 4th position. His brother Justin, last week's winner from the Daytona Roval race, running in the 5 spot. Then you have Brandon Morris in the 6 spot. Chris Thaler pops up Eric and Justin in the 7 spot. Andrew Miller in the 8th. Robert Olafson in the 22, sitting in 9th spot. Austin Call back again in the M&M's car, sitting in the 10th spot. Rounding out then, you have Jason Huffman, in the 11th spot. Chris Melton in the 12th spot. Then we have John Mankowski in 13, Ryan Enlow 14, Brandon Hinton in the 15, Ryan Sargent 16, James Olafson in the 17, John Bates in 18, Pete Dillon 19th, Greg Dries, host of the Sim Racing podcast, The Cool Down Lap, in the 20th spot, Norm Snyder in the 21st, and Craig Hawkins in your 22nd spot. And then rounding out the end of the field, we will have Norm Snyder in he's 21st. So, with that, we got a nice racing roundup for you tonight. Guys, you're going to be digging for some track position here as we see the lights go on the pace cars. So they have 1 lap and they will be going racing under green next time around. We have an interesting race tonight. We're back on the ovals, a nice big 1.5-mile track. You know, the last time out they ran at Daytona Roval, and before that they're at Iowa. So now we're back at some familiar territory. This track was built in 1993. Being constructed and opened in 1995 at a cost of $70 million. And as stated before, we have Stage 1 ending at lap 40, Stage 2 ending at lap 83 for 134 laps. So, these guys are coming out on the backstretch now. We should see the pace car coming in pretty soon out of 4. And we will get racing here as we get a nice ride inside of the 81 of Albert Williams. Going to be getting the first inside line with these guys as we wait to come to green, coming through 3 and 4 now. Stand by, we'll get some racing going. Pace car is in. We're waiting for Barney to give us the green flag. And we are racing on race 5 of the Midwest Motorsports Cup Series here on Sunday night. Dustin Reinsettle getting a good push from the 15 car of Eric Thaler, taking them high into the outside, turn 1 and 2. Always good to be out there on the top line. You want to carry more momentum. Hopefully you want to get that good run and get in front of Albert Williams here. Albert holding his own down the low line with Michael Scamilla right behind him. And we see Brandon Morris looks like he got into the wall at the top of turn 3 and 4. Nothing but a little scrape. It's all good there. Car's working out really well in the first lap. No incidents as of reported yet, so that's good racing with these guys. We get a good nice look of inboard of Scamilla. Steering Ryan line with Albert Williams. Washing up just a little bit. Now he's going to take it up. Look at that 3 wide going into turn 3. Oh, hang on here, folks. These guys are good racers. I'm pretty sure they're going to come out here nice and clean. You see Eric taking the whole line on the outside. Gets 2 positions, 2 for 1 right there in that whole turn. Got a good run out of turn 2. Scamilla falls in line, and then Albert Williams falls right behind him. This guy's getting a nice little spread out now. Averaging about 33-second lap time the first lap, so that's good. Getting the tires warmed up. Michael Scamilla, like I said before, running a different paint scheme. We always used to see him in the good wrench car. Has a new car this week. Looking to put into victory lane. It's a good start for that thing. You see the start lap 4. They're still holding down your 2 spot. Just running the nice high line right now. Saving some tires. Keeping the momentum up. It's always good to run up there. I prefer the high line of this track, as I tried to do on Friday with the truck cars. See this top 3 starting to break away from the rest of the pack. These guys must have had some good practice in earlier, because they seem to be pulling little gaps on people right now. They've got about 2 seconds on 4th place behind them, so they're getting a good push off this. Look at these guys looking to probably make a nice lineup here. Start pulling away, put some distance between them and the rest of the field. Secure a nice 1, 2, 3 for the stage points. We see some good side-by-side racing falling back here between 4, 5, 6, and 7. Brandon Morris looking to get the car in the top 4. Rocking the Valvoline 39. Justin behind him in the Castrol 00. And then Austin Call back again in the Kyle Busch M&M's paint scheme. 47 car. Looking back in the pack right now, we have John Bates making up 8 spots, so he's got a good start. Puts him in the top 10. The 27 Marine car, so he's got a good run going so far. And then a nice little onboard cam here. Here's John. Up 8 spots from 18th qualifying. Used to seeing John out here in the Marines car. He runs out of most of his series he used to race in. You have the 48 car. 42, I'm sorry. John Mankowski getting inside him. Taking away that 9 spot now, as they both came past Chris Saylor, who's down 4 spots from his starting position down to 11th. Not sure if he's feeling the car out there. He's running that low line. He might be staying out of people's business back there. Good look at Mankowski's FPC car, 42. Good to see him back here. A nice clean race in the first 8 laps. Good to see that. Morris falling back now, was fighting for top 4. Now he's in 6th place. So Justin got around him and Austin Call in the 47 M&M car. Used to say in the 18 car. Used to be a famous car, but now it's just no longer the M&M's car anymore. But Austin Call still rocking it out here in iRacing. Very interesting to see some of these turns. You know, these cars are running different lines. Some of the top guys, front 3, you have 2 of them running up high, 1 running down low, and they seem to be running equalish pace. Because again, we see Dustin up high and Scamilla down low. They gotta drop back a little bit. But you get a good picture of these guys. One's going high, one's going low, and they seem to be running almost identical laps. I mean, last time around, Scamilla was 300ths of a second faster. So very similar lap times, 2 very different lines. We'll see how that works out with tires later on, as they won't get any more tires after lap 83. So that's a good 50 lap run. They're gonna have to put on 1 set of tires. So this is a good indication of what they can do with this first stage being 40 laps. Going to put out as much effort they can and see how long they can push these tires and how hard they can push them. I'm sure they're going to have to take gas, take some fuel before stage ends. I'm not 100% sure, but 40 laps seems to be pretty big distance for a 1.5 mile track. So math there, not my strong suit, but we'll have to see how that works out for these guys. Austin Call making his way up to the 5 spot now, putting some pressure on Justin. Last week's race winner, Austin Call, was sitting in the 2nd spot and backed out during the Roval race. Not sure what happened with that, but coming back, putting a strong showing in. He gets right up into the bumper going into turn 3 and 4. Good look at Austin Call, 47. Holding it down for Spring, Texas. Drives a Toyota Camry in iRacing, drives a Toyota Corolla IRL, so he's very familiar with the Toyota brand. Been doing this now for about 3 years. 3+ years, and he's got a bare bones Logitech stuff is what I get for his response. You know, we've all been there. I have Logitech wheel currently, but we all start somewhere and look to upgrade. So nice to see Austin Call putting good use of Logitech. Goals for the season just to have fun, but we come back up to Dustin, rocking the new paint scheme. He ran this paint scheme for the series this week. He had the purple W truck, and then I believe he had the purple W Xfinity car. Figured he might as well run the purple scheme for the Cup Series, so he's out here again. Not used to seeing him in a nice flashy car, so he makes him stand out more. I actually really like that scheme. He's got a black hood with purple numbers and the yellow stroke on it. Looking very good up there. Likes to run that matte finish for most of his paints. But so far, Dustin and Michael bring it away. They got a gap of about almost 4 seconds on third place. So these two are setting the pace, and they are definitely running these cars to see what they can get going. How much they can get out of these cars, we will see. Lap 14 coming on to 15 now. We got 25 laps to enter the stage. Looking back now, we didn't see Scamilla. He did not race last week. Taking a couple weeks off, so looking to get back in the Cup Series. See what he can get points wise. We see Eric, lap 16. If I see that right, he just entered the pit lane. Not sure if he meant to enter pit lane, but he is in the pits now, so maybe picking some strategy up. We see Dustin making the dive in now, so maybe these guys must have something figured out, because lap 16 they're pitting. They know something I don't. Probably do a little splash of gas. Huffman also enters the pit lanes. And we see Simi, taking it by himself right now. Got a big gap. Austin Call is behind him 4 seconds. We see Huffman 2 coming in. The 4-car Dunkin' Donuts. Norm Snyder coming to the pits as well. Dustin. Now we got a bunch of people hopping in pits right now, so they must have a new plan schemed out. See what they can come up with the rest of the race. Nice look inside Justin. Sitting in the 3rd spot. Castro 00 car. As he makes his way into the pits as well now. So Justin's going to take it in. Get his splash of gas. Now you see Simia and Call still leading 1 and 2. Mankowski back behind them in the 3 spot. Jumping up 10 spots from his start. So he's got a great start from 13th up to 3. On Mankowski holding your 3rd spot down in front of Brandon Morris. You see some people making their way through the pits now. Mankowski not pulling the trigger yet. Going to take it around just a few more laps. Still waiting to see who's going to be coming into the pits here soon. We still got Simia out front with Call, Mankowski, Morris, and Williams. That's your top 5 as of now. Chris Melton, the 49 machine. Rocking an interesting paint scheme. Got a nice hot pink, neon pink looking scheme. Yellow rear end. That's a good looking car. I know Melton and Hinton, they're teammates in the series. Almost all the series together. They run pretty unique looking liveries. They like to be bright and flashy. You'll usually see them in a hot pink or yellow or teal car or truck. We see Sargent rubbing paint up in turn 3 and 4. Liquid Death scratching some paint off the wall, leaving his stamp on the series. Chris Melton last week out was in 7th place, so seeing him back in 8th now. Still going in the Oval Series. He did a good series at the Roval race last week. Guys looking to wrap it up before the next week of Thanksgiving. James Olafson rocking out in the Air Force number 9 car. Right here behind Ryan Sargent. All right, cycles are going through. We got Chris there made his way in the pits now. Greg Dreitz has pitted. Craig Hawkins. Oh, I haven't made passes. They have not pitted yet. Ryan Enlow has pitted as well. So we should start seeing some guys here coming down through the pits. Maybe that might have been all of them. Some of them might have eluded me yet, but some of these back markers are running a little higher up than I'm used to. So we'll see if they still have to make a pit cycle or not. James Frock holding it down for the Northwest. Air Force car back out again this week. Bright number 9. Ran that car last week at the Roval. Had a pretty decent showing. We are on lap 25. Stage 40 is the end of your first stage. I'm sorry, lap 40 is the end of your first stage. So they got about 15 more laps to go before they end that. Some of those guys maybe pitted earlier, trying to hold out for the rest of the stage. They want to get top points with these guys up front right now. They're going to have to pit a little bit later. So maybe they're doing some strategy, get some points out of the first stage, pit early. Never a bad idea. Oh, they're coming in for some fuel. You got Albert Williams right now back in 5th position behind Brandon Morris, running very similar lap times. This is one of your closest battles right now. Now we're running the money line 81 car. We see a race incident come up between the 47 and the 15. That's Eric Taylor and Austin Call having a racing incident. Not 100% sure what happened with that. And we see Albert Williams make his way in the pits, holding it down for Georgia. Gets a little squirrely, holding it down. Got to slow the car down before he gets to the pits. Does not want to get that extra hold for speeding in pits. Hopefully he made it through all right without getting the speeding penalty. Back up with John Mankowski now in the 3 spot. We still got Simya, Call, Mankowski, Morris sitting 1, 2, 3, 4. Chris Milne has slotted into the 5 spot now. But pit cycles are still going. John Bates has exited the pits now. A couple of these guys are laps down now with this whole pit strategy going through. So we'll see how it comes out for some of them as I got my timing board going a little wonky over here. Everything's swapping around, people making passes. Ryan settled back up tonight, so he was your leader before the pit cycle started going through. Come up to 8th, making the pass on Pete Dillon. Pete Dillon, I do believe, is another one of the teammates of the other cars, the 57 of Hidden and the 49 of Melton. You see Brandon Hinton has entered the pit lanes now. Austin Call has now left the pit lane, so he's got his splash and go. All of a sudden, James up to the 5 spot now. Coming up to Chris Melton. Ryan Sargent putting some pressure on him in the 69 Liquid Death Mobile. We'll hang out with Ryan Sargent for a little bit. Coming out of San Antonio, Texas. Got 1 dog Bailey, 2 cats Gigi and Bella. As we see a nice little onboard cam of that car. I do like Liquid Death myself. For you guys that may not know, it is just water. Comes in a cool can. Makes you look cooler, I guess. But it's refreshing, and I have pulled some pranks on it. People think I'm drinking on the job. It's just water, man. Good looking brand. It's a marketing scheme right there. You know, they're saving plastic. We see sparks coming out. I'm not sure if somebody up front hit the wall. Maybe all of a sudden might have tapped the wall. But Liquid Death is just a marketing for water. They say ditch the plastic, run metal. Metal is more recyclable. So Ryan Sargent holding it down. 3 spot now. Liquid Death 69 drives a 4Runner TRD off road, and as he makes his way into the pits, gotta slow it down, gotta whoa up. No, it might be a close one. I am not 100% sure what the pit speed is, but he was coming in going 90 at one point. We see Simia now. All of a sudden, something happened up there in the pits. Not sure what happened to the 9 car. Sitting sideways going to the pits. We'll see if we can get a replay on that, but he was perpendicular to the pit entrance at one point. Get a little replay back here. Might have got it all wrong. That is not a good place to sit, right in front of the pit lanes. People making the pit strategy and coming in, hit the brakes a little too hard, goes left, comes back right, and just parks it right in the middle. Luckily has a wherewithal to back it up and get out of the way. We see a Simia, one of your leaders, coming in the pits. That would have been some bad news had it not had the heads up racing to back up. It's going to set him back a little bit of ways, but no harm to the car, just a little slide. We got Eric Taylor now up in the 4th spot. So with that, I do believe we have some people left and still needing to pit. Let's see. Your leader right now, Chris Melton, who I believe has just entered the pits. He has entered, and a couple more. Craig Hawkins still needs to pit, so now he's trying to get the cycles through. Dustin back up to the lead. Eric out in 3rd place. You got Austin Call in the middle of them. Hawkins in 4th. He has started to make his way in the pits, I believe. We see some good racing. It's nice to see a nice hard racing. Coming up with 6 laps to go in the stage. Simia in the 5 spot now. Goes around the outside of Craig Hawkins. We're in the 19 Mobile. Coming up to Jason Huffman, I'm sorry. So Hawkins has entered the paints as well. Now is your 19 Mobile fuel car. As far as pit goes, Greg Drice, Sim Racing Podcast, he is one of the 2 people left to pit. Actually, he is the last person left to pit. So Greg playing the long run here. And coming up to 5 laps to go. Well, we're on 5 laps to go now, so coming up to 4. Michael Simia, part of Shorzy Racing. I'm sorry, Shoney's Racing. On board with Jason Huffman, the Dunkin' Donuts. We'll see how many more times I mix his name up. Right in the low line behind Eric Taylor now. So Greg Drice has made his pit, so all the pit cycles are done and through. We'll see how that shakes up the laps here. We're on lap 37, come up to 38, so they will have 3 more laps to go of the stage. Right now, Ryan Siddle, 1st, Call 2nd, Taylor, Eric, who's in 3rd, Jason, who we're on board with now, he's in 4th, and Simia in 5th. Jason making a good time up right here. He up 7 spots from his starting position. So 11th to 4th in stage 1. It's a good start of his race. Here we go, lap 38. 2 to go to the end of the stage. Huffman holding off Simia for the 4th spot. So right here, these 3 cars are going to be getting stage points. It's all about how much you want to get, how much you want to risk for one more point. All the points start counting now. They've always counted, but we're in the race 5 now, so it's going to start getting closer and closer. These guys want to race harder. Got some more fun tracks coming up later this season. Huffman taking the low line inside Eric. Trying to make it work, trying to make it stick. It's inching closer every lap. Only a 1/10 of a second off now. Eric is relentless, holding that top line up. Wants to keep the momentum going around the whole outside. As we come up to the end of the stage 1, that'll wrap it up. Dustin Reinsettle is your stage 1 winner, followed by the 47 of Austin Call, the 15 of Eric Taylor, the 4 of Jason Huffman, and the 3 car of Michael Simia. Dustin Reinsettle, stage winner from Pikeville, Kentucky. As you see these guys now, so these guys were the top runners. They made pits well early in the race to take the strategy, coming out of the pits. Get this right now, and as you see on the screen, Sim Race Podcast, hosted by Greg drives your number 64 car in the field tonight. Go ahead and scan the QR code. Tune in on Mondays. We do a breakdown of their weekly series. One of my co-hosts, who I love to talk with, James, he'll be there, and you'll hear a breakdown from the from the Truck Series race wins. And then we have some other things coming up with the podcast. So these guys are Monday nights. They're up every week as they do a breakdown of the series points, stages, winnings, crashes, all the things that happen. You get to hear it all Monday nights. Good look at Greg's new car. He's the host. He's the man of the hour. He pops up there, gives us a platform to talk about. 9 p.m. Monday nights on his Twitch channel. Click the QR code right there. Take a picture. Take you right to his channel. Sim Race Podcast. We do our session called the Cool Down Lap. We talk all things about all Midwest Motorsports throughout all 4 of our series. You start seeing some of the cars now getting their positions back. We're gonna start seeing them line up double file here pretty soon. That whole first stage was nice, clean racing with no minor incidents between drivers individually, so no big wrecks, nothing to get up on arms about. So everybody's holding it clean, keeping the racing heads on. Some guys chose to pit later, so they get their run up in the front now. Be interesting to see some of the big guys make the passes. Albert Williams right now in your 81. Good looking moneyloan.com car. I'm sorry, Money Lion. Rocking the black and teal. Robert Olofsson makes his way in the pits now. Brandon Hinton also made his way in the pits. So James, Craig Hawkins, we have a couple of people cycling through now. Luckily this time we're going slow enough. James doesn't worry about spitting out. Keep some fresh tires. That's going to put Austin Call up to the number 1 slot. Up 9 positions from starting in 10th place. All right, so these guys are lining up double file. That means we are coming up to the restart here fairly soon. Not sure if it's this lap or next lap. But we see guys cycling through now. As we did know before, we have the light. So the pace car lights are out. They will be racing this time. Guys going through their EOLs. So they will be lining up single file on the inside. Guys are tidying up now, so we're going back to green flag racing. It is on Austin Call when he wants to go. The rest of the field will follow. Oh, I'm sorry, Albert Williams was the leader there, so Albert's going to take him into turn 1 on the inside. Got a nice row of cars lined up right behind him. Ryan Settle diving on the inside of Call now. Let's hope they can continue this clean racing they have all day. We have some red pop up there. I'm not sure if somebody spun out or just a little glitch in the system. James Olafson. Something happened there. He come out of the pits and get himself sideways. I have no problem with the replays. Looks like he did spin himself out, coming out of the pits to catch up to the guys. He's going to take a hard nose right into the front of the inside wall. This happened right in front of the restart zone. So he's going to make his way back on the pits. Probably use one of his faster pairs to get back on track. It's going to set him back a couple spots. But we have good hard racing up here with Williams and Call now. Ryan Settle holding the outside, carrying the momentum. Getting up to the door and past the Call as the Call dives on the inside. Ryan Settle letting up to hold the top line. Last week's race winner wants to take another one. Ryan Settle up in the purple car wants to get a race win the first time with that scheme on this season. As he gets right up in the bumper, Austin Call gives him a nudge. Austin Call able to keep it going straight, keeps the caution from coming out. Ryan Settle let him know, I'm here, bud. You're going to come in front of me. You're going to get a little nose tap. His Call gets a little sideways now. Simeon diving to the inside. He's looking to make it 3-wide. He gets around Call as well. So that's going to set Austin Call back a couple spots. And we have Morris looking to take on the outside. So it might be 3 spots lost for Austin in 1 lap. Simeon on the inside of Ryan Settle now. These two no strangers to each other. Racing clean all season. Like to race with each other all the time. You'll just see them battling up in front for wins. At least I know I see them in the truck series all the time. Those guys are always in the top of the field. Albert Williams getting all he can handle now. Simeon on the inside. Looking to make the pass. Take it down low. Ryan Settle going to top lane with Williams. These guys are battling and they keep it clean. I love to see it. That's going to allow Ryan Enlow pop up in the 4 spot now. Call is down to the 6 spot. Brandon Morris in 5. So we got, as you see right there, Ryan Enlow in the Air Jordan car. Sneaking his way up. He came out of nowhere. Up 10 spots from his starting. So he started back in 14th. He's up in the 4th spot. You see, is that Morris getting the wall again? Rubbing some paint off. Oh, hold it off there, Morris. There you go. Keep it going. Look at Ryan Enlow. Putting it on the inside of Albert Williams now. Man, he shot out that restart. He had a great restart in that last one. I'm not sure where he started out from, but he's up 12 spots in the 2 spot now. Looking to go on the inside of Williams here. Take the spot away. Going to ride the low line here. Look for the slide job coming up here. Williams not wanting to give that up. Let's see how they blend together coming in the front stretch. There it is. Ryan Enlow putting a stamp on 2nd place. Looking to set his eyes out for Simeon in front of him. Simeon running the same line, so it's going to make it a little bit harder to make the pass. We'll see how close he gets to him. Williams changing his lineup now. He's taking a low. So Enlow holding the high line now. A little switcheroo. Williams going to look to blend up right in front of him. Does. Enlow going to send it back on the inside. Side drafting him into the turn 1 and 2. Good racing from these guys. Keeping it clean, making pass the stick, and then coming back and making the retaliation call. Make the pass again. Everybody's keeping it nice and clean out here. Love to see it. 51 laps in. No real caution other than stage. Good racing here. Sunday night. Midwest Motorsports. Always looking to recruit new drivers. Never afraid to have people jump in middle of the season. If I'm not mistaken, this might be Simio's first race in the Cup Series this season at least. I don't have him on his score sheet, so he made the jump from the trucks and the Xfinity. He's well known around the other series. Whether you want to race or you want to be part of the team, we have a whole broadcast team set up here. We got people working cameras, people working streams. We got myself, we got James, we do talking. You ever want to be part of the team? We always looking for broadcast people. We're looking for people who love overlays. Midwest Motorsports, we are all here for everybody, whether you want to race or be a part of the whole broadcast itself. Don't be afraid, reach out. We have a great Discord team here. We talk weekly. You sign up right there, midwest-motorsports.com. There's a QR code. Go ahead and pull out your phone, take a picture of that. Takes you right to where we need to go. You can come up, join me every weekend. You got James who does the whole Tuesday racing and calls the trucks with us. Gets to call me when I'm on the action. So James is a full-time broadcast member. He's here all the time. He listens to me race. He listens to me make calls. I listen to him make calls. We back and forth. We talk all the time. Working some things up for the future of the Midwest Motorsports. So if you want to come join us, don't be afraid to reach out. Discord, all the links you need to get to where we talk to people, all on the midwestmotorsports.com. Don't forget that dash in the middle. We see Enlow, not sure what happened to him. He might have been trying to make a pit there and might have missed the turn in. Yeah, I know. I saw him make a hard stop, but he didn't quite turn it in. So Enlow looking to make a pit and messing himself up. Looks like he wanted to pit, just wasn't able to roll up enough. Yeah, he wanted to pit, just wasn't able to slow it down and not keep himself from spinning or hitting the water markers. Didn't want to Kyle Larson himself into the wall. Brandon Morris now in the 5 spot. So a couple cars moved up. I know Enlow made all that work to get up to where he was and just dropping back in the field. Put him down to 15th now. He has entered the pits. As you see, here's where you need to watch right now. Twitch.tv/Ribbonvale is where you're watching this race at. You have all the series. You have Road Series, Tuesday nights at 7. Friday night, you got the Truck Series, which I'm a part of, 9:30 Eastern Time. Saturday, you have Xfinity. And then Sunday, you get to host the Cup Series. You can come join me and be a part of the broadcast team or racing. I'd love to call it out. We have 4 nights a week. Get all your racing in. So Ryan Enlow has made his way through the pits. Justin Thaler has also pitted. So some of these guys, like again, they're on the alternate strategy. Some of them pitted earlier, so they're going to take tires and fuel. They might be making a tire stop this time. Looks like Thaler is in the pits because he took a 19-second stop, so he will be getting some fuel in that one. Looking to get a refresh of tires. Good look at John Bates here, 27 Marine car. John races quite a few series. I remember racing with him in the Xfinity that we have here Saturday nights. This last week, Saturday night, know if you guys are watching, you guys might have been racing too. US lost servers, so halfway through our broadcast, all the racers were gone. Hopefully we got that all fixed and this doesn't happen to our Cup boys tonight. Semia still holding down the one spot. Albert Williams hot on his tail. As you see, still running the alternate lines. Williams taking up high now. Semia keeping that low line. You got Huffman now. Jason Huffman got that name right this time. Behind Ryan Settle. Also running alternate lines. He's more of the midline racer. Takes him through the middle. We see Ryan Settle looking like he's making his pit entrance now. He's slowed up quite a bit. Running aboard with Semia now. Good look at the 3 car. See the 81 Williams, he's making his dive into the pits now, so he was blowing up. We got a bunch of people in the pit lanes. Pete Dillon, Andrew Miller, Dustin Ryan Settle, Albert Williams. Now Andrew Miller's made his way in the pits. Norm Snyder's made his way in the pits. Ryan Sargent up to 7th place now. So we got pit strategies coming to fruition now. We got 19 to Craig Hawkins. Coming up behind these guys. Mankowski, Sargent, Hawkins, 7, 8. Hawkins is one of the lap down cars, so he's back there in 14th, not in the hunt with these guys. Keep letting them do their racing, trying to keep pace with them. And we have Eric Taylor putting the pressure on Brandon Morris. Morris, one of your part-time drivers, coming back for Homestead. Figure he'd give his oval race a good try. Behind him, you have Chris Melton, who's on the inside of Taylor now. They're running side by side. Taylor gets all the way up to the wall. Might have given it a little kiss. There he is, looking to slog his way up. Doesn't think he's too clear. Does a smart move. Waits for his pass to be clean. You can see him on the inside of Morris now. Let's see if he can jump up there and slide in between these 2 cars. Get a good draft going. There he is. 3 4s lined up there. See if they can make a good little pass with each other. Work together. Yeah, Morris and Mellon find it out now. Mellon's up 9 spots. Put him into 3 right now. Morris, I don't know if he had a little accident coming or a little slow up going to the turn there. Might have gotten squirrely. Gave Eric all the run up to him on his bumper. Well, Mellon's putting it down right now. Eric looking on the inside. Morris giving the wall a little touch. Oh, he's going to save it. Sliding it out. Keep her steady. Keep her going straight. You want to go with those wheels right where you want to go. Going to put him up in front of Olafson now. Brandon Morris almost losing it by himself. As you see, gets into the wall again. Not able to hold that line. Running in some old tires. Tries to keep her going. Tries to pedal out of it. Working the throttle. Working the steering wheel. Kept those wheels pointed straight the direction you want to go. That's definitely the way to keep yourself out of trouble. We got a race incident between the 20 and the 22, so that's Snyder and Robert Olofsson. Not sure if they had a little touch to each other, but they seem to be all right. We're still green here. All green flag runs up until this point. The only time we've had a yellow is for the stage break, so that's great racing from these guys. Love to see it. 22 cars got some front end damage, so he might have gotten in the back of Norm Snyder here. We got Jason Huffman now. Fighting hard with Albert Williams behind him and Ryan Settle. So these guys were part of the first pit cycles. You got Enlo back there behind them. You got Simia right in front of them. So Simia right now is the top car. I do believe he is in front of everyone. He has not pitted yet. Chris Milne is your 2 car. There you go. So he's 4 seconds down from Simia now. Having a good battle with John Bates behind him. John making a strong run in the Marines car. You see Melton bring it in the pits. Hopefully he passed the radio because that was pretty close to Bates to be right on him. It was almost disaster for both these guys. Taylor now in the 3 spot. Fighting with James Olofsson, not for position. We have battle up front now. This is not for position, so this is Huffman trying to unlap himself from Simi in front. Got all the action coming on here. Simi is still holding down the first spot in the 3 car. So Simi is your leader. These guys are part of the front field, but they have pitted before. So he's trying. I mean, if I were Simi, I'd be trying to hold these guys up a little bit. Don't want to make it too easy on them to unlap themselves because he's still got to come to the pits. Here on lap 73, you got 10 more laps to go before they come to end the stage. So we'll see how long Simi is looking to stay out there now. Not quite sure if he can make it through all 10 laps. You got Chris there in the top line right in front of Ryan Settle. He just left the pits. You got John Mankowski's entering the pits now. So as they run, Simi is in the 1 spot, Bates in the 2 spot, Eric Taylor in the 3 spot, Brandon Morris in the 4, and Austin Call in the 5. That's your top 5-4 stage points. I'm sorry, Ryan Sargent is in 5th place. So there's your top 5-4 stage points as they run. Albert Williams in front of Ryan Settle, so that will be a battle for a good position later on. The pit cycle start going through. We got people jumping in, so we got Samia and Bates and Eric and Sargent and Morris and Call all making the pit lane. Sargent getting a little loose out there. Not sure if he slowed it down enough. We see Brandon Morris coming in here. Good looking Valvoline Ford making his pit cycle. Looks like we got some tire changes coming up, so we see cars getting lifted up. Bates looking for a shortstop. Oh no, he might have got tires because he came out right behind Simi, and those 2 guys were 1 and 2 coming in the pit. So as it runs now, Austin Call, Jason Huffman, Ryan Enlow, Albert Williams, and Dustin Ryan Settle are your top 5 with 8 laps left to go in stage 2. And back on board with the 4 car, Jason Huffman keeping it. Ryan Enlow behind him, and Enlow saying no thank you. Riding the high line, taking all the momentum, carrying it up with them. Nice to see him make his way back up here again, as he had a problem with his pit stop last time around. Overshot the pits, so he's looking to get back in the position where he was. We see somebody coming down. It's Ryan Sargent coming back down into the pits now. Made a pit stop earlier, not sure what he's coming back for. But nonetheless, he's back in the pits. Huffman sitting right here in the three spot, 4 car, Dunkin' Donuts. Just behind Ryan Enlow. Enlow still having a good showing, up 12 spots. So with that mistake earlier, I do not believe he has pit yet. He may still have to cycle through. Getting past now. So Ryan Sargent did not get slowed up enough last time came to the pits, as I called on the screen. So he had to do a drive-through. We got Eric Thaler back in the 8 spot now. So some of these guys, last time they were in the pits was lap 40. That would be your leader. Austin Call and Ryan Enlow have not come in the pit since lap 40. I'm sorry, Austin Call and Ryan Enlow have not come in since Ryan Enlow and Jason Huffman haven't pitted since lap 40. So these guys are getting pretty close to needing to come in before the end of the stage. We'll see if they can make it here on lap 81. 2 more laps to go before the end of the stage break. End of stage 2, I mean. 2 to go. Chris Thaler not for position, just in 12th or 13th place behind these guys. Good look at Jason. Yeah, here we go. Last lap of the stage. Looking for some good stage points here. Holding it down. Last time Huffman was in lap 40, so he's ran this car 43 laps. That is impressive, sir. To run at 43 laps and still be in 3rd place. So looking to get some good stage points here. We'll cycle through. Be towards the end of the field when they come back out. See if you can get a good look at the stage finisher. You got Austin Call taking stage 2. Getting all the points he can get for the series. He's going to need him coming in a little late in the race series, but nonetheless, we're happy he's here. Austin Call from Springs, Texas is your stage 2 finisher, 1st place, and then Ryan Enlow takes 2nd. Jason Huffman in the 3rd spot. Albert Williams in your 81 car hits 4th, and Chris Melton rounding out your top 5 4 stages. Mr. 43 M&M's car, Toyota, looking good. As we do at the end of every stage, we get the QR code here for the Sim Racing Podcast every Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, with host Greg Dreiss, 64 car. He is the host of the series. We talk all things, all Midwest Motorsports, through all 4 series that we host here. Between our Tuesday night GT4 series, our Friday night Truck series, our Saturday night Xfinity series, and our Sunday Cup series, which you are tuned into now. So, the cool down lap, Monday nights, 9 p.m. with Greg Dreiss. Talk all things. We have interviews. We got some race winners. We talk about changes coming up to series. new formats and what we're looking at for the future, all the things we do. Don't be afraid to tune in Monday nights, 9 p.m. QR code right there sends you right to where you need to be. Because I'm there every Monday as well. So come on, join us. All right, we are going to go ahead and roll into promo now. So get your phones out, get ready to scan the QR codes here, as you see for all the series. And we'll be right back at the beginning of the next stage.
Unleash the racer in you with Midwest Motorsports. Feel the adrenaline, embrace the excitement, and join a thriving community that's as passionate about sim racing as you are. Our social channels bring you closer to the action, offering a driver's seat to the competition and an all-access garage pass to the latest results, news, and updates of all 4 Midwest Motorsports leagues. Don't just be a spectator, join the excitement. Scan the QR code to turn the key and ignite your competitive spirit. Follow Midwest Motorsports and plug into a community that's as passionate about sim racing as you are. Scan the code on the screen or find us at midwest-motorsports.com today.
Welcome back to Midwest Motorsports. As you see, the lights on the pace car have gone out, so we will be going back to our third and final stage of the race tonight. So far, it's a clean race all around, 86 laps, no cautions for accident. Only caution we've had are just 4 stages, so these guys have been keeping it very clean tonight. Good to see them racing hard out here. We have Simio still in your top spot now, so after the pit cycles came through, he is back in your lead lap car. The first place car, and Michael Call will be in second place, your stage winner. Here you have Dustin won stage 1, so Michael Simia looking to put a stamp on, get the finish here, get a race win. It'll be a first race win of the season for this series, and first of this season. As you see here, the pace car is about to come down. Simia will take us to green. It'll be on him, on the leader, in the Geico restart zone, and we are going green back at Midwest Motorsports, lap 87 of 134. Michael Call going out in the lead. Not sure what happened to the 3 cars. Simia might have missed a gear. We have an instant popped up on lap 84, so the 27, 22, 4, and 19 had issues here, but bigger issue was with Simia taking him to the green flag and dropping back. Nonetheless, Eric Taylor going to ride the high line, take away the 2 spot from Chris Melton. Behind Austin Call here, I'm not sure if we can get a replay of what happened to Simia. Looks like everybody else win. He did not go. Here we come. As we come to the green flag, Simia is your lead car and just doesn't go. Not sure what happened on track. Oh, he forgot to downshift. He was in 4th gear still. That's what happened. Mr. Gear not in the right gear. Starting the restart on 4th gear is not going to help you go fast or quick. That's a big time mistake from Michael Simia. Going to set him back a few spots. That's not what you want to do in a restart. You want to make sure you're in those high RPMs, and he was just not ready for it. Caught him sleeping. So that's going to hand Austin Call the lead Eric Taylor's going to take the 2 spot. Chris Melton up 9 spots in the 3 car now. Albert Williams in the 81 in 4th place. And Simia, as you see, down low, trying to take the 4th spot away. He's going to have to ride down there for a while behind Melton. As we see, Melton, now he switches up to the top line. So he's trying to work the track, get any position he can. Now we see all 3 cars riding near the lower part of the track. See if they can get a group formed up here. Get some side-by-side racing. Lap 91. Simeon's going to take the spot from Melton. Ryan Settle's in back there in 6th now, so Ryan Settle looking to get back up there to these guys. Different pit strategy. Austin Call is your lead car now. Eric Taylor hot on his trail. Last time around ran very similar lap times. Eric getting the help with the draft and running the highline, so he's taking more momentum. More track, more momentum. Riding the highline, trying to keep it off the wall. Going to put it outside, and they're going to be running side by side here in the backstretch. Nose to tail. Call going down low. Taylor holding the top line now, as he has done for most of the race. Putting some practice in now. He's going to go ahead and take away the 1 spot. Don't look for him to fall down line. He's been running the high spot most of the race tonight. Only taking the low line when he needs to make a pass, but right now he's got it all figured out. Simia made his way back into the 3 spot, so he's looking to make moves back up there, trying to get the spots that he should have had. Good racing come on between these two. Been running most of the time side by side. Different lines. Gain a 10th here and lose a 10th there. Nice to see that these guys can blend together well and keep it off each other, keep it off the wall. This is the kind of racing we want to see in all of our series from Midwest Motorsports. Nice, clean racing. Green flags, nice, easy night. Kind of makes me want to jump back in those Cup cars. I see Call making the move stick. Taylor diving to the inside now. Call going to make sure he's going to stay up there and doesn't want to give Taylor too much room. Taylor not letting Call get down. Holding the midline. That's going to slow Austin up a little bit. As we see, holding a good spot here. Still running by side. Simia is pulling on these guys. His last lap around, he was the same speed as these guys, so Simia's got the faster lap. He's got things figured out. Eric's getting a little sideways there. Not quite up to the top line he wanted to be at. There we see him. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Top 5 drivers all within 5 seconds of each other. And we see Simia now making the move on Taylor. He's looking to get that spot back. He wants that one where he was at the restart. Unfortunately, just misread his gearbox. Oh, Taylor giving the wall a little touch. Saw the smoke come out of the back of his car. Hopefully that didn't hurt it too much. He's been good by running that high line just a little too high that side. We might have a crash on track. Craig Hawkins, I got a red flagged. Not sure if he missed the pit lane, but doesn't seem to be cause for a yellow, so we're still green flag here. We're going to see these guys make a pit here pretty soon. They will not be able to do all 53 laps. 51 laps, I mean. They will not be able to make all 51 laps on this fuel, so we got some people diving the pits now. Andrew Miller is in the pits. He has made his pit cycle, so maybe he can stretch that out. Looks like we're getting word now the 19 car of Craig Hawkins has retired from the race tonight. Hate to see you go, Craig. It's going to give him 22nd place for the evening. Move a couple people up some spots. We got Rhinestone now down 3 spots from his start. Started second, in 5th now. Trying to get the spots he can get back. Your stage 1 winner earlier tonight. Keeping a smooth car. Looking to put the purple car up front. Right behind Albert Williams. He's going to take a dive on the inside. Williams been holding much of the top line as has Thaler in front of him, so he's been following Thaler's line, trying to keep it out of the wall and get some of the draft up. You see these guys running side by side now, going into 3 and 4. Dustin keeping it down. Williams getting all the way up to the top of the wall. And we see the little slide drop pass from Dustin now. Dustin doing Kentucky proud tonight. I mean, that mid to high line there, not all the way up against the wall, but not down low track. That's like the mid high line too. That's about 3rd row, maybe 4th row of the turn. Trying to change up his lines. Albert Williams going to take it down inside. Get as far down as he can without losing the rear end. Dustin's going to carry the momentum as he's getting the draft now from Baylor. Going to have to take on the inside now. Doesn't want to get too close to him on the top line. Williams holding up there with Taylor behind in front of him. Look at Dustin trying to make the move. Going to fall in line here, catch some draft before he dives it back down inside. Great race to see these guys. These guys are always racing each other hard. A lot of respect from these two. These guys talk all the time in the chats and the Discord. They practice together, so they're very familiar with how each other race, and they've been good at keeping each other clean, keeping the cars good, making the race exciting. Eric looking for a top step win so far. He hasn't gotten a race win this series. Couple bridesmaids, couple 3rd places and a 5th, so look at Eric getting solid points now. Dustin did win earlier in race 3 of the series at Iowa. Got a 3rd place last week, so he's got some good points as of late. Been keeping it consistent. All right, we see now some people starting their pit cycles. Looks like Dustin might be looking to dive it in here. Coming in hot, getting it slowed down nice and steady. Great looking pit entrance. Hopefully got down slow enough. We got some people coming in now. Ryan Enlow has come in. Austin Call, your leader, has also pit. Jason Huffman comes in behind him. So this will be they should be their final stop of the race. Trying to hold it as much as they can to get all the fuel out, get a full tank. Probably last set of tires. We see Dustin has tires in store right here. Yep, we see the right side go up, so he will be taking tires, at least the right sides. We'll see how it comes out. That's it. Quick right side, so a short stop for right side, gets the full fuel and right side tires. As we get a pause on the track, not sure what's happening here with the cams. Here we go. Little cycle through. Apologies on that. Colin's always on the job, making sure things go smoothly here as we do racing. And we got Eric now in the 2 spot, and Albert in the 3. Simia, Mr. Gearbox himself, up in 1st place now, so he's got to look to make a pit stop as well. As he puts, they come by all of a sudden now, putting him another lap down. Robert not having the best nights. He's currently 5 laps down. So we're gonna see these guys start mixing up. This is where it can get really interesting. People coming in and out of pits. Some on new tires, some on old tires, some on half new tires. And we saw Ryan said earlier, take only 2. They're trying to keep it off the wall. Coming up to back of Pete Dillon. Dillon trying to pick a lane here. Eric trying to figure where he's going to go. Holding the middle line. As you said, he's been a top line rider, so has to enter the turn a little shallower than normal. He's going to let Williams get up on the inside. Eric Thaler currently sitting in the bridesmaid position as he has twice before. Sitting down 2 seconds to Michael Simia up in front of him. Those guys should be making their pit cycles here fairly soon. They're one of the longer running cars, so we'll see if they come talk strategy, if they're going to be making some tire changes, maybe no tire changes. I mean, if Eric's been running that top line most night, he should have fairly good tires for the most part. Albert Williams and people like Samia and them taking the low line, using more rubber. We'll see how that fares out for Eric. Looks like he's having a little trouble. You see Simia diving in the pits now. So it's going to hand the lead over to Thaler with Williams behind him now. 1 and 2. Eric looking to make the overcut now. You see Reinsettle hot on their trail. Remember, Reinsettle did come out of the pits earlier, so he is currently a lap down. But once the cycles come through, he wants to make this pass now. This will give him the lead lap. Good position to be in if I'm Dustin. Oh, Eric gets low sideways. Makes Dustin whoa up. He has to change his line. Almost a big accident there between the top 2 runners of the series at least. Dustin just has to pass Williams here, and he will unlap himself from the rest of the field. We see Simia coming out of the pits now, so with that, let's go see Dustin sitting in the 7th spot. Did come out in front of Simia now. Looking at the pit cycle, Simia also probably only took 2 tires because his was a 10-second stop compared to Dustin's 9-second stop. So either he took 2 or took none and just got fuel. Wasn't able to catch that on the stream. Not able to see what tire strategy come out here, but nonetheless, Reinsettle unlapping himself, passing Albert Williams, who will still need to make a stop tonight. Eric Thaler and Brandon Morris have entered the pits. So that is your 3 and 4th place hitting the pits. Now it's going to promote John Bates up into 3rd. Chris Milne is 2nd place car now. So strategies coming into play here. Right now you only have 7 cars on the lead lap. But once we get all the pit cycles coming through, see how it turns out. I see Williams almost getting it wrong, blowing up in time. Ooh, Albert almost didn't make that pit strategy. John Bates going to promote him to 2nd. Chris Milne right now holding down the lead spot. Yet to pit still. So we'll see where Dustin comes out in relation to Albert. Albert was your later pitter. Morris comes out just in front of Bates. Austin Call has also come to the pits. Oh, he did not. Not yet. Not sure what's going on with Austin Call. I'm seeing his number dropping down the boards, but I have not seen him hit the pits yet. So Eric Thaler has now left the pits. Okay, so we might have just had some blinking going on because I had him dropping in the field, and looks like Yeah, he might be blinking right now. We get a good look of John Bates, Eric Taylor. So right now sitting 14th. We have an instant between the 27, the 15, and the 42. Not sure what happened in that one. It'll be John Bates, Eric Taylor, and the 42 of Mankowski. Coming up to 17 laps to go next time around. Bates making his pit stop. Austin Call in the 2 spot. Chris Melton still yet to pit, so we have a couple guys waiting to pit still, taking a long strategy around. But that's going to give Austin Call the 2nd place spot. Don't look now, we got 4 seconds separating him and Ryan Settle. Call, what I believe was one of your earlier pitters. Austin Call came in on lap 106, just before Ryan Settle. As he was leaving the pits, Ryan Settle was coming in. So right now, Austin Call should be in your 1 spot as Chris Melton is making his way in the pits now. That's going to give the lead over to Austin Call in the 1 spot. Brandon Morris in your 8 spot. Dustin Ryan Settle sitting 2. So Ryan Settle currently sitting just shy of 4 seconds behind Austin. We'll see what he can do with those right side tire changes. Michael Simia just behind him, about just shy of 2 seconds now. So 1, 2, 3. You have 5 seconds separating those guys total. 15 laps to go. There he is. Austin Call, your leader right now. Currently by himself, coming up to lap cars. Looking to make his place here. Try to get a W on the season. Last week was sitting in the 2 spot. Not sure what happened there, and ended up DNFing the rest of the race. So he took 16th place points home at race. Coming up to make a series win. Got a hand up for all these drivers tonight. Seriously, no caution so far. I'm trying not to put the commentator curse, but I'm just blown away by how clean these guys have been racing all night. '47 M&M's Camry holding it down. Big fan of Kyle Busch. Loves the NASCAR series. As we see now, we got the gap down to 2 seconds, under 2 seconds from Ryan Soto, so he's making a charge now. They got past James Olofsson, one of the back markers. Now you have your top 3 only separated by 3 seconds. It was 5 seconds 4 laps ago, so these guys are putting in charge of the back part. Unsure of Austin's strategy last pit stop. Maybe he just took fuel. I'm not sure. I do know that Ryan Soto took rights. So we'll see how that strategy works out for them as they come up to 10 laps to go. This is it. 124 laps down. 134 lap race. Long race tonight. All green flags. These guys have been keeping it very good. As Collins gets a little squirrely coming out of the turn 2. That's going to let Reinsettle come up and pull up just under a second now. Almost. Flirting on the second range. You'll start getting that draft from the guys in front of him. You see Reinsettle is now taking the lower line. I saw his car come out of the white groove down there. Here, Brandon hitting. Keeping it down low. Not sure if that's where Austin wanted to go, but he's up there nonetheless. Reinsettle looking to get a nice draft off Hinton now. I see Call getting a draft off Bates now. So these guys working through back markers. Trying to keep their car clean. Call looking for the low line. Bates is there. Can't drive it in as much as he wants. Dustin back up to the top line. Trying to stay out of the way. Trying to stay out in front of all the other cars. Doesn't want to get bogged up from back markers. So he chooses alternate lines. Austin Call up at the top spot now. Sees the run that Dustin's getting. Reinsettle now within 0.6 of the second. AAR coming. And just behind him in equal distance is Simia. Don't go away. We're getting 8 laps left and Reinsettle is there. He is looking. He is making his moves. Last time around he was quicker. Almost a second. A second and a half quicker than Calm. So Calm might not have called the right strategy. Might have only taken fuel. Reinsettle sitting on the inside of him now. Going to look to blend up here. Going to go side by side down the backstretch. Reinsettle dives back to the outside. Takes the draft. Follows directly behind Austin. Looking for a draft. Oh, getting woed up there. Almost got the back. Call, making a little wiggle. Simio wiggling back there too as they're trying to get all the power down. 6 laps to go. This is it. 1, 2, and 3. All of these guys are within a second of each other. This is going to get interesting. They've been good all night. Let's see if they can keep it that way. Hard racing. Just like we saw this week in the Road Series. Austin Call in the 1 spot. Dustin Reinsettle in the 2. Looking for some space. Zimia in the 3 spot. We're going to ride on board with Dustin. See if we can get a lap down. See if they have a different strategy in these turns. See a back marker kind of weaving up there. Call is going to take the high line. Reinsettle is going to ride up down the low line. Get good drive inside of there. I just see him side by side. Coming out of 2. Call get a little. Looks like he got a little sideways there. Going to keep the momentum down. Reinsettle is giving him all the pressure he needs. Bringing it right up to their Call. Get a little sideways. Dustin taking avoidance. Does not get in the back of them. That's good racing there. Heads up. Call tries to get Samia block off. Samia says no thank you. He's going to dive to the inside now. So Samia, Dustin's job's not done yet. He might have made the pass, but he's got Samia coming hot on his tail. And we all know Samia wants that spot back after his restart blunder. Call looking to draft off Samia now. Trying to get all the help he can as he's driving back down behind the field, dropping back in the 3rd space now. Matter of a lap. Call goes from leader to 3rd. We got back markers ahead of these guys. It's Ryan Sargent in the 69. Looks like, I believe that's Andrew Miller in front of him. So, as we come to 3 to go, we are on 3 to go. Simia slinging it out there. Getting a little wiggle room. These guys, these back markers, are fighting for a spot, but they're trying to get out of the way of these other guys. Let them do the racing. Simia has to take the middle line now. Does not want to be up there. He's been running that low line all night. Takes him to unfamiliar territory. He is a good driver, though, so I know he knows how to handle that car. Here we go. 2 to go. Reinsettle and Simia separated by half a second. We have a caution on the track. Ryan Sargent getting it out, spinning around, doing a whole. Oh, he's going to collect somebody else. I think that's Brandon Hinton, 57. That's going to be our first caution of the night. Brandon hitting nowhere to go. Sargent not locking it down. Cars rolling, weaving and rolling everywhere. Tries to save it. Tires spinning. Oh boy, he's going to spin right up into Hinton. Hinton has nowhere to go. Bam! Lifts the car up, takes away the front bumper. Oh, that's not what those guys needed. So we're going to have a caution come out. That's going to have to be a green-white checker. We're going to have to do it again. Simia is going to be interesting now because both these guys, Dustin likes the high line and Simia likes the low line. We'll have to see what they're going to go here with strategy. Hard because, I mean, Dustin loves the high line, carry momentum. Does he want to give Simia the inside? Does he want to take the inside away from him, make him go up top? Strategy right here. This has got to be... Oh, that's not what these guys wanted, man. They ran all race, no problems. Coming down to the white flag, and then we have to do a green-white checkered. Oh, man. It's going to mix some things up now. We got Albert Williams, Chris Milton, Ryan, and Enlow. They have entered the pit lane, so some people, maybe they got set saved. It's going to be a hard call, tough call for these guys. Some of these guys came in lap 106, so unsure of the total distance they have of fuel. I do know that Ryan Settle and Call came in on lap 106, so they might be right on the edge. Hopefully, they didn't have that checkbox marked for an extra lap mark, because at that point they might be coming up to fumes. 35 car has a black flag, I see. That's Ryan Enlow. Might have got caught for speeding in the pits. Oh, either close pit or speed in the pits. We'll see what they get the call when it comes up. Don't go away. We're going to have some great racing here. Green, white, checkered. Oh, Simia, make sure. If I'm Michael Simia, I'm making sure I have second gear checked, because last time he had the restart, he was in fourth gear, and that sent him back 4 spots right off the start. And I know he was wondering what happened. Everybody's flying by him, and you see him in you see him inside the cockpit. He's trying to figure out what's happening. He downshifts twice, and oh crap, wrong gear. Back at bed, he's not going to make that mistake again. So as they run, Dustin Reinsettle in your 1 spot, Michael Simia in 2, Austin Call in 3, Jason Huffman having a good showing in 4, and Brandon Morris in the 5 spot, John Mankowski, Albert Williams, Chris Melton, Ryan Enlow, and John Bates, all your top 10. Couple down the field, you got the Taylor brothers, Eric, Justin, and Bob's Chris, sitting at 12, 13, and 14. They are a lap down and 2 laps down. So not there tonight for strategy. We've got 10 cars out of the 21 remaining drivers who are in the top, or who are not on the lap. They are on the lead lap. So 11 through 21 are lap down cars. An interesting strategy call here. We'll have to see what these guys come up to. All right, so here we go. They're going to line up. The pace car has its lights out. We are going green next time around. Ryan Settle does take the low line. He's going to make Simia take the high line. Oh, we'll see how that works out for him. I know Dustin was running the high line most of the race tonight, so we will see if he's comfortable enough down there in the low line to make Simia take the high line. He's got Jason Huffman behind him. And then we'll have to see what Austin Call does with Ryan Settle, because earlier in the race, Dustin Call made a move on the inside of Ryan Settle and was not passed, so Dustin wasn't afraid to show him a bumper. I have people tell me they're just as surprised to see Dustin in the low line too. That top groove been so good, and he's been running it most of the night, so We'll see how it shakes out. We're going to come right here. Green, white, checkered first attempt. As the pace car will be pulling off. It's going to be the lead car, Dustin, on him to restart. Wait for him to get the pedal down. Barney waved the flag, and they're going to be off. Here we go. And we are green flag. Right away, immediately, Dustin Reinsettle takes the car, puts it full power, gets away from these guys, and going to run the midline. So he did get the jump on people. Forces Simia up to the top line. Austin Call down below Simia now. You got these cars spread out 2 or 3 wide back there. Reinsettle holding the front spot. Got to pick his lane, choose where he wants to go. Call sending 3 spots. Simia in 2. But here we go. We're coming up to the white flag now. Call getting it wrong there. He's in the midline, trying to keep it off the wall. You got Morris back on the wall. White flag is coming out. They will make it to white flag, so there will be no more cautions. This is coming down to the finish line. Whether they're keeping the straight or spinning backwards, these guys are going to finish under this last lap. Oh no, Simia, he might be out of fuel. Oh, they're wrecking. Jason Huffman gets all wrecked. That's going to promote. Oh, they're wrecking everywhere now. Reinstetter is going to get this way. All he has to do is just hold this turn 3 and 4. That's going to promote Brandon Morris to the 2 spot. Oh boy, we have to go back and look at that replay. But Dustin Reinsettle going to bring it back home for a win. Second race of the season. Here we go. We see all these chaos come back here. That's Pete Dillon getting mixed up with Austin Call. So we got Call, Huffman, Dillon, Williams getting mixed up. Dillon getting the back end of it. Huffman looking good earlier. Sitting in the 3-4 spot. Not sure how he got collected. Oh boy. Let's see if we can get on Huffman here. Here we go. You got Huffman behind Simia. So it looks like Simia ran out of fuel because he just bogged down, had no drive coming out of the turn. You see the RPMs fluctuating, so he is out of fuel at this point. Huffman trying to go up top. And then he gets collected by Albert Williams on the outside. So Williams is up there. Huffman not clear of him, thinking he was. He's going to get hit in the right rear and put into the wall. Oh, man. Bunch of good cars up there. Get turned sideways. Right in front of Morris. Morris makes a void and gets a mover. Call goes to avoid. Gets Pete Dillon, who's also trying not to hit people. But everything just going wrong with these guys tonight. If you see Dustin Reinsettle, your race winner. Second race of the season. He wins. Backs it up from Iowa. Puts the Purple People Eater car up front. Great race for him tonight. We'll see if we can go ahead and get him in the booth and get some talking to us. I'm going to get a call right now. So Dustin Reinsettle from Pikeville, Kentucky. Professional Denny Hamlin impersonator. Going to take the win with a great race tonight. Stage 1 winner. We'll see if we get him in the broadcast. I'm sure he'll be here to join us. And we have him now, Dustin Reinsettle. Second race win of the season here with this race win at Homestead. Your stage 1 winner earlier. Tell us how your race went, man.
I'm going to be completely honest. I totally blew it for 90% of the race. And I took 2 there at the end, just trying to switch it up and gain some track position. And knowing that I couldn't drive it like I was driving before with only 2, I just decided to stay on the bottom, which I can now see why Skimmy and some of those other guys were down there, because it definitely you can definitely save just a little longer. The lap time fall off isn't too bad, but you know the arc around the corner, it gets you a good run off the corner. But all in all, I don't think it really mattered a whole lot. So it pretty interesting race. Never comes easy.
No,
you always have something happen at the end. I definitely wasn't expecting a caution with 2 to go. I was mirror driving again, just like I was in the truck series with Scamilla. And honestly, I mean, when he got to the inside of me with 1 to go, I thought it was over, because I was pushing really bad. I killed the tires trying to stay in front of him on the original run. And he definitely would have got me if he had some gas, so that's unfortunate. But another good battle with some good guys.
Yeah, unfortunately, we did see Simia. I was wondering what happened, man. He had that restart after stage 2 and not sure if you knew about that, but he was in fourth gear when that restart happened. So he tried to lay down the pedal and didn't go anywhere. Everybody else kept moving, and then coming up to the one to go, just didn't have enough fuel. We saw the inboard cam fluctuation of the gear. So Simia trying to make a good run tonight. Unfortunately, comes back here in 10th, but I mean, we saw your stage one earlier, and Austin Call kind of tried to make a slide job in front of you, and then you made sure to let them know that you were there. I saw that. That was a good little fun racing, but you guys kept it clean a lot of the race, and hats off to you guys. Up until the green, white checkered part, it was green the entire time.
Yeah, it was a really clean race for the most part. I know there was a big wreck in my mirror on the backstretch. But yeah, made it through the weekend, all 3 races with just a 2x total, thanks to Brandon on like lap 6 of the truck. So we ran, like 300 more laps clean. So I'll take it. So pretty good weekend at Homestead. I like this place, being able to run different lines. But yeah, Simia, Call, all those guys were fast tonight. Eric, always fast here. I always joke and say this is the house that Eric built. He's always good here, ripping the top. But they definitely changed something with the car since the last time we were here, because the last time to run the bottom, you kind of had to shift, and you could get really good exit speed. We kind of stole it from Huffman last time we were here. And this time you really couldn't. I don't know. It was just a 4th gear track all the way around. Didn't even use 5th gear myself. So definitely interesting. But hats off to everybody for the clean racing. It was really fun to be able to do some green flag pit stops and get through some cycles.
Yeah, man. I hope we can get some of that coming for the truck series. I would love to have just racing as its purest. No cautions, no restarts, and watching you guys out tonight, I was like, man, I wish I was in there with you guys, because green flag racing that long was amazing to watch and even more fun to call. You got any shout outs you want to give to people out here?
Well, every time I get in here, always to the Midwest Motorsports team, commentary, broadcast, all the guys behind the scenes that help get everything going. Everybody's got their own part and does their own thing, and it works out about as good as it can. So great league, great people. Can't wait to go back and joke around with the guys in the group chats. Discord. But yeah, it's always a good show whenever it gets on the broadcast.
Oh yeah, we thank you all the time, and good watching out there with I kept calling you the Purple People Eater card tonight. Got that new fresh paint job.
With the Thanksgiving theme, had the Thanksgiving logos on there. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
There you go. Any info on next week's race at Nashville?
Fairgrounds, yeah. Don't wreck.
Well, man, it was great to see you guys.
The restart. I do want to brag on everybody on the league. I'll give everybody a shout out. That was on the inside row. I was just kind of waiting for the pile up to happen. We all waited until after the line to kind of jump out, give Scamilla some room. Or Simia. I keep messing it up. I've always called him the same thing since I read his name. But yeah, just good job not giving everybody a 4X there for the people behind him. It was kind of a throttle up and wait situation. So good on everybody, not running each other over.
Yeah, I think I made a mistake. I think we're at Michigan next week, so that might have been my bad. I'm over here working different sheets. So yeah, I mean, it was fun watching you guys this week. You guys are the oval for Cups are the only ones racing this weekend. So you guys fortunately get to run, and I'll be taking a week off, unfortunately. I mean, I'll be here Tuesday doing the call when you do the GT racing. Look forward to seeing you guys, and great job between you and all the other guys keeping it clean tonight for the most part, right? We only had a little bit of incidents toward the end, but that was good, hard racing from all you guys, and hats off to you guys.
Yes, sir. Thanks for everything you do.
All right, Dustin, have a good night.
You too.
All right, everybody, let's go ahead and wrap us up for tonight. From Homestead, 134 laps in the books. Only 2 cautions that were for accidents. Actually, only 1 caution for accident, and then 1 was for the end of the stage, end of the race. So green, white checker finish here at Homestead for Midwest Motorsports. I am your host for the evening, Aaron Horwright, and I'll be back next week when these guys go live from Michigan. As you see the top 10 results, Dustin Reinsettle, Brandon Morris, Chris Melton, Ryan Enlow, John Mankowski, Austin Call, Albert Williams, John Bates, Jason Huffman, and Michael Simia with the fuel outage is going to take up the 10th place spot for tonight. So we'll be back next week at 7:25 local time in Eastern Zone. You guys have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week.